For us, it was exciting, an adventure in itself, because we were going to Red China. I am Eric Foster. The words you just heard were written by my uncle, Edgar Snow, in Red Star over China. In 1936, he came to Bao'an with a desire to seek the truth, and for the first time brought the story of Red China to the world. And today, I too have followed in his footsteps, setting foot in this land of Ya'an. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
欢迎您再次回到延安。
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
那咱们这边就是毛主席的旧居，也就是您姑父斯诺第一次和他见面的地方。
Where Mao would sleep, and his office table looks like here, where he would be writing, and there's another table. My uncle and Mao actually sat down here, and this is where Mao Zedong told my uncle about the Long March and on lots of other very important information. So we have some interesting pictures here. We're going to show you the location where this actually took place. That famous picture where Mao was standing, and he was standing right here. My uncle was getting ready to take a picture of Mao, and there's a very important picture, his public relation picture for the West. And he was getting ready to take a picture, but Mao's hair was quite long. So my uncle said, "Hey, does somebody have a pair of scissors?" And so they got a pair of scissors and he cut Mao's hair, and then he brushed it back. And so he's going to take the picture again, but something still was not right. Oh, and then he had the idea. Oh, I know. They took his hat off, put it on Mao, and that's the story behind that hat on Mao. It's actually my uncle's hat. You always hear about history, but coming here you can actually see history, and you can actually touch history. You can feel the history here. My uncle and Mao Zedong sitting here. You can put your imagination to work and just imagine them sitting here over hot water, drinking hot water and talking for hours upon hours. And so it is quite remarkable how simple life was. And when you can imagine what came out of this simple room, the percussions that affected history, not only history of China, but the whole world, what came out of this room here. We're here right now. We're here where Mao Zedong and the Red Army marched through this. This is part of the Red Army Long March. And this is very muddy, this trail here. Before they came to Bao'an, and we got to look at the footsteps, look at the terrain, the water, the mud that they had to go through. And so that was very meaningful to see. At that time, China was poor and backward, with Japan lurking nearby, poised to launch a full-scale war of aggression. Yet the corrupt nationalist government turned a blind eye, insisting on pacifying the country before resisting foreign invasion. It was precisely because my uncle came to Bao'an that the epic Long March and the story of Red China were introduced to the world for the very first time. Because if you could see here's China, and here's the Long March going here, and so they're like the roots of a tree, and so this was the roots of modern day China. This was your roots, starting with the Long March, which ended up in Bao'an, and then ended up in Ya'an, and the tree grew bigger and bigger and bigger. We're right now at Feng Huangshan Mountain here, and this is Mao Zedong's former residence, also Judas and other important leaders. And we're going to come in here. This here is the front of his place, and there's a famous picture of my aunt Mao Zedong and some other foreigners who came to pick up my aunt. Before, as growing up, my mother always told me about my famous aunt and uncle in China. And when I was younger, I wanted to come and shake Chairman Mao's hand. So it always in my heart, wanted to come to visit China. When I was first decided to come to China in 2010, I tried to find out about China on the internet, trying to find out, wow, what's China like today? And all I could find was these old movies with everybody was dressed in blue, and people pushing hand carts. And so when I came to Beijing, and my God, it's so modern. The TikTok, the Red Note, they found out the truth about China. Like, oh my God, China's so cool. These are the younger generation type of people, and they're learning the truth about China for the first time, and they start seeing what China is really like. That some of them are crying.
这顶帽子送给您
哦，谢谢你。
在中国人的心里，斯诺先生呢就是家人，他是第一位向世界讲述了中国故事的外国朋友。
As I put on this cap, I can almost feel the weight it carried in those days. It feels not merely like nostalgia, but more like a form of inheritance. And that was always my uncle and my aunt's heart's desire, was that China and America could come back together as friends, And this is what they tried to do with their life, is to try to build a bridge between the two countries. Of course, we know that basically you have to build a bridge. People to people is the bridge that's going to last the longest. As my aunt said, that the people to people between China and America is so important, because the politics is like the weather. It changes all the time. So the people to people is what's really important, that we need to build that bridge between the people to people. And I love China. So I want to try to do what my aunt and uncle did, was to promote China to the world. And then I thought, I need to write a book. That's what I need to do. This is what I've been doing for the last 12 years or 13 years. My book, I've written it to help bridge between the people to people of America and China. My book tries to tell the true history about China, to help whoever reads it in America or other Western countries to see the real China. So, 我爱中国。